Hi, my name is Chris Parshak, and the title of my project is Sequential Lithium. Sequential Lithium is a 9-chapter graphic novel that traces the phenomena of lithium on Earth through sequential art and a fictional narrative. Sequential Lithium focuses on the land itself, lithium on and in Earth, the effects of mining, and what remediation of such lands might become. Through this graphic novel, readers are able to explore how lithium is not simply a substance for energy storage, but a generator of future stories, spaces, lives, and landscapes. What am I trying to illuminate with this work? Where mining operations occur, land is subject to socio-ecological disruption, and the destruction of the local environment is almost certain. When the lithium from Silver Peak is depleted, when the mining operations cease, what will become of this place? How might a land that was once tarnished become a land that thrives? Sequential Lithium takes place in Silver Peak, Nevada. It tracks the current projection of the lithium mining there conducted by the Albemarle Mining Company. As a whole, the project examines ecological awareness and protective remediation as a foundational component of growing urban environments. The synopsis of this situation is that Albemarle has allowed the gradual decommissioning of their evaporation ponds to be replaced with research lands, a landscape where remediation is studied and actively experimented with. Sequential Lithium revolves around lithium, modern humans, the land, mining companies, mobile technologies, researchers, and remediators. The non-human characters are present throughout, but are focused on at the beginning and ending chapters of the graphic novel. We start with the creation of lithium and end in a distant future for the Silver Peak area. The Silver Peak local character John has a strong presence throughout the novel. Introduced in Chapter 2, we find out how it is he arrives at Silver Peak and what he ends up doing there, which is tending the saloon, based on the actual bar we got to visit. John is a central protagonist. He remains in Silver Peak until old age, when the mining has ceased and there isn't much purpose for human inhabitants there. He decides to leave for Tonopah, knowing that the place is in good hands. The scholars and researchers that work and reside in Silver Peak are highlighted in Chapter 4, but their work, the modification of the remediated ponds, the tailing mound experiments, and the robotics research has a strong influence throughout. Their work is the main catalyst for change here in Silver Peak. As the mining increases, their activity increases as well. There's a revival of human life at Silver Peak as well as national interest. Their work, along with the mining operations, are broadcast globally. The last character group, the robot remediators, enter in Chapter 4 along with the researchers, but their presence is mostly highlighted in Chapters 5 and 6. These mechanical lifeforms physically reshape the land. They are also avatars for remote tourism. A successful project and implementation, the lithium-powered robots are entrusted as caretakers for the site once the humans are gone. Here you can see how the weaving in of the different character groups across the chapters has eventually melded them all together. This is important for me because it represents the interconnectedness of these different actors that makes Silver Peak across time. Sequential Lithium explores visual storytelling as a means to unpack a series of ideas and messages. The color panels are strictly moments in time, perspective view that advance the narrative. Outside of the panels are drawings and text that support the story. Now I would like to describe a chapter. The chapter is Chapter 6, Earth Shapers, and the focus is on the non-human characters. This chapter is without dialogue, so I will go ahead and explain what is happening in the panels. We first see a splash panel, an aerial view of a drone approaching the center of a circular configuration of mounds. These mounds are composed partly of mine tailings, and they are covering former Albemarle brine ponds. At this point in the story, Albemarle is still expanding their lithium mining operations, but a large area of former pond space is under remediation. A bird is perched upon a large, hard surface. Emerging from a slot in the ground is one of the robots designed to work on and maintain the moundscape. The bird follows along as the robot moves outward. We see the robot extend its arms backwards to access a scoop attached to its back. The robot is moving forward with purpose, and the bird is along for the ride. We see the robot shovel some material into its scoop and then race away with it. The last panel on the page shows the robot ascending a graded area of a mound. The robot deposits the material into some sort of crater at the top of the mound. Perhaps they are adding earthen material that has been prepared by the microbiologists. Next, we see the robot descending the mound as another robot is going up with their own scoop full of material. We see a gang of the robots moving about. The bird is still following along. The robot is heading back to the storage location we saw it emerge from. But as the next panels depict, we see the robot stop and seem to power down. Its arms and head slump. The robot is inert and the bird is confused. Overhead is an approaching aerial drone. The wheeled robot is not moving while an aerial drone hovers above. A cable drops down from the drone and attaches to the wheeled robot. The drone assesses that the wheeled robot requires servicing or perhaps decommissioning. Maybe the robot lithium battery simply needs a recharge. Some electrical energy is exchanged before the cable returns to the drone. The arms of the wheeled robot fold back. We see several wheeled robots approaching. Our inert robot is being pushed towards a door inside a mound. Other wheeled robots form a protective corridor, resembling an almost ceremonial event. As the inert robot is pushed into the open doorway, the arms of the other wheeled robots return to their normal positions. The bird has been following along, but does not enter the dark space with the robots. We see the bird staring at the now closed doorway as the other wheeled robots leave to resume their work. Next are two circular panels. They are the lenses of a binocular. The bird chirps. Lastly, we see the human bird watchers. Thank you.